But let's get, shall we, Cass, to the first game of the day, as you rightly say, in the Premier League, which was that lunchtime kickoff at St James's Park. Liverpool winning by 1-0. Naby Keita scoring the only goal in the game. We're going to comprehensively go through it a little bit later on as well, but actually wanted to start off by talking about what Mickey Gray, who was on the commentary, had to say about goalkeeper Allison.
As a ball-playing goalkeeper, I think he's one of the worst. I've got to admit. I mean, he's a fantastic goalkeeper. There's no question about that. But he just doesn't look comfortable with the ball at his feet. Great run from St Maximin, by the way, and a great ball. And half a yard more, he might have actually nicked that. And if they'd have got the throw-in right, there was a chance of a free open goal.
Okay, so a little bit scathing there of Allison, and I know you've had your viewpoints on goalkeepers, so Mickey Gray obviously listening in and maybe agreeing with you to an extent about ball-playing goalkeepers, and some of them are a little dubious at the best of times, but is he one of the worst, as Mickey Gray just said there about Allison?
I wouldn't go that far, but I would be lying if I sat here and said, and me and you have had conversations off air, Nat, when I've said, I get really worried when he overplays Allison. And he's very capable. There was times last season, especially, when I really got concerned with Allison taking huge risks with his passing. And he gets a lot right, which everybody makes the argument, well, they're trained that way to play the manner that Liverpool do. But I keep using the word but, and I hate using that word because I have had very nervous moments. And it has come at a cost. I mean, Atletico Madrid last year and the 2-2 draw in the Champions League, that was a game I would have said, unnecessary mistakes from overplaying. But I wouldn't go as far as to say he's the worst. I don't think that at all. I think Tim Krul this year at Norwich has done some awful ones, Nat. And it's not down to Tim that they're going down, but there's also, that idea or identity of a way of playing that can be very costly. And I think Norwich played for that a few times this year. They wouldn't have stayed up anyway because they're not good enough. But they've done it.
But I suppose when you're looking at Allison, and it's down to what he does in the majority of his game time for Liverpool and his time at Liverpool as well. He pulls off a number of saves. He's kept the most clean sheets, 20 Premier League clean sheets this season, which is the most of any goalkeeper in the top, I think, 5 leagues of Europe, for example. So, in a way, can you forgive sometimes some of the iffy moments, because you actually know more often than not he might be the game changer for Liverpool.
He's a brilliant goalkeeper.
Yeah.
As in a goalkeeper. I've seen him produce world-class saves off his mistakes.
Yes.
Okay. So it started with a terrible pass and then he's produced a wonder save. So he's a great goalkeeper. I mean, I'll tell you this one for you, Karius, when he was at Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with him with the ball at his feet? Klopp eventually had enough. Cost them dearly, cost them a Champions League final. Yeah. Trying to, be clever on the ball and gives away the ball in a bad area and an unnecessary mistake. So Klopp even knew that, but, Allison is not Karius. He's a far more accomplished keeper in many ways. But he has made mistakes and he redeemed himself from them mistakes. So we don't make the point, well, if he didn't do the first thing, the second thing wouldn't happen. That's how I look at it. But I'm never going to say he's not a great goalkeeper, because he is. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. And I wouldn't want anybody else. But there are times when I've been a nervous wreck and felt like, is he going to make a really big mistake in a Champions League final, or is he going to make it in the run-in that ends up costing Liverpool the chance? And yet he's been brilliant all season for Liverpool.
And as I said...
But then Bruce Grobbelaar was years gone by. Bruce Grobbelaar was that. I mean, Calamity, it was his nickname, wasn't it? And he produced he'd make these incredible errors, but during the course of a season, he played well enough for Liverpool to go on and win things in the game.
As I say, 20 clean sheets, though, for Allison this season, the most of any goalkeeper in the top 5 European leagues. You might forgive the odd little dodgy moment from him, perhaps, because ultimately he has been a match winner for Liverpool many times. I think that's fair to say. And look, we don't want to focus on that. We just wanted to pick up on it because that's something that Mickey Gray said in commentary. We just wanted to have a quick chat about it. We'll give a bit more. We'll analyse the game a bit more a little bit later on.
I was going to say, could he give a mention to the guy who's played 2 decades in Premier League football and gets man of the match, James Milner?
Indeed.
2 decades.
Don't, because that just ages me and ages
Eddie
a
Howe.
lot
Eddie
of
Howe was
people
talking
listening
about
in.
him. You know, he's just lost the game. He's talking about James Milner.
I know.
Anyway, we'll talk Liverpool a bit later.
An ultimate professional in James Milner.